let me spell it out to the people in the back. If you're telling the story of the conflict in Israel and Palestine, and your telling of the story of the Palestinian side is reduced to one word, Hamas, you are lying to the American people. If you are not talking about occupation and oppression, 75 years of abuse of an entire population that is rooted in racism and otherizing, you are telling a lie to the American people. If you're not talking about the fact that untold thousands more Palestinians have been killed than Israelis, many of them in the West Bank, in which Hamas does not exist, many of them prior to the foundation of Hamas in 1987, you are telling a lie to the American people. It's time to tell the truth, time to expand the conversation. The truth is not scary, lying is scary. And then let's work together to heal. No one supports murder. Nobody supports targeting civilians. Nobody supports war, hopefully. We want to work towards peace. Truth-telling is important. Working for justice is important. Protecting our communities is important. We're not just talking about hate crimes and hate incidents of the type that we've described. There are so many more complexities. We've had employers intimidate employees because they dare have a different perspective, essentially standing up for human rights in Gaza. School teachers and professors intimidating and harassing and sometimes abusing their students for having a position that is contrary to the line that has been monopolized in this country. Now we're talking about freedom of speech. Now we're talking about First Amendment. Where are the First Amendment people? Where are the freedom of speech people? This is America. This isn't China. This isn't Soviet Russia. How come we've come to a place where there is such rebuke and such retribution against those who dare not even stand up for something problematic, but simply for human rights? That's the point that we have reached. And we know, quite frankly, and we're not mincing words here, that we live in a country that has had episodes of shameful behavior in our history. This isn't new. If you're black, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a Native American, you know what I'm talking about. So let's not pretend that we have a moral edge over anybody. Let us actually rise to a moral standard. Because we keep saying we're on this city on a hill and the whole world needs to look at us and emulate us. We got to live up to that talk. And that's not what we're seeing right now. And if the Palestinians are going to be the canary in the coal mine to get that conversation going, so be it. But let's get it going. And I call on the media to start that. I call on the producers. I call on the journalists. Be brave, be courageous, break the mold, tell the story. I tell our politicians, do not fear to speak the truth. Because guess what? The Jewish community, many of them, stand for human rights. Stand with the Palestinians. Have you seen the Jewish voice on the street in DC and in Chicago? And this lie, another lie, that somehow the far right-wing extremist party, headed by Netanyahu, is somehow representative of all Jews in the world. That's the one that President Biden chose to coalesce with for some odd reason. It's just simply not true. There are many, including in Israel, who are opposed to what he is doing and what the military under his tenure is doing to the Palestinian people. So let's not also fall for monolithizing either Muslims or Jews, or even Israelis for that matter, or Palestinians. That's part of expanding the conversation. I want to thank you and open up to any questions